Hello, thank you for tuning in with me today. Now, I've been wanting to try something different. Normally, I do more abstract watercolors and more kind of abstract realism, messy watercolors here and there. But I wanted to do a study of something more realistic, so I found a reference picture off of Pinterest and I sketched it here just really quickly. I don't use grids and I don't use tracing paper or anything. I just kind of sketch it in really roughly, which is why you can kind of see the eraser marks and it doesn't look too perfect, but it works for my purpose here. And so that's really what really matters. Um, anyway, you can see that I'm using different, I can't English sometimes, more different skin tones. I wanted to practice doing a darker skin tone than the ones I usually do because I normally do very, very light skin tones, and I don't have a preference. It's just what's easiest, but I want to challenge myself into doing something more rich, more beautiful. So I'm working on this sort of more caramel skin tone, and especially with the curly hair. Now, I usually struggle to draw curls or just hair in general because it just takes so much detail and different fine work. However, I can certainly improve my technique. And I found that by using different washes and different paintings, I can really sort of improve the way that the paint looks and the painting looks. Here you can see I'm using some new brushes. Well, new in my videos. I've used them for a while now. I use the two Neptunes and two Escodas, or Skoda, I guess you would say. The two Neptunes are a size 2 and a cool size 4, and then the other Escoda Versatil is going to be a size 6 and a size 12. And those are my favorite brushes. The Neptune Quill is really good for large washes. The smaller size 2 is really good for details, and then the Escodas are really good for blending and sort of mixing different tones together. On another sort of side note, I'm really excited because I just recently ordered my newest set of Pro watercolors. It was really expensive, but I'm hoping it'll be worth it. I ordered a set of Daniel Smith watercolors. I ordered some of the Alvaro Castanet series, or Castanet. I think I said it wrong. I ordered that along with some singles, and so I'm really excited for them to get here. I guess they'll get here when they get here with the whole situation going on in the world right now, but I'm really excited. I know that the quality is a lot different. Currently, I use the Magellan Mission Gold watercolors, and they've treated me well for the past 2 years, and I'm really excited that I've used them. But I'm kind of wanting to branch out, try something different, and I've really looked into the different options, and I've heard high reviews for Daniel Smith, and I've seen all around the bar that they just can't be beat, so I've got them, and I'm really excited for them to come in. Now, my watercolor and paper here that I'm using isn't anything special. It's just a Canson XL watercolor paper, and I know it's not like cotton paper or the super expensive Arches paper. However, it works really well for my purposes as far as practicing and making smaller works goes, and honestly, if it works, then it works. And as far as the preservation of the artworks, as long as it's framed well, then it'll last a long time as well. Because framing goes into artworks as well with the proper UV glass and so on and so forth. But I really like this paper because it's just so consistent. The sizing is weird on some parts, but I see that goes away when you hit it with just enough water. And so it works really well. Here you can see that I'm kind of adding layers on the shadows of the face and just adding more and more layers to kind of accentuate the different portions of the face. I splatter a little bit of watercolors here and there, but that's all right. Now, in general, it was a big struggle for me to keep everything nice and tidy. I really wanted to just add splatters of color and watercolor here and there, but I stopped myself. It was a good way to reserve what I was doing, and that's absolutely fine. So here I'm just kind of continuing with that sort of process. And aside from the watercolor that I've been doing, I do multimedia. I work in acrylic, I work in graphite drawing, and a lot of other things, but recently I've been more attuned to watercolor, and especially because where I live, I don't really have the ability to paint outside too often for my acrylic works, or I definitely can't paint in oil because there's not enough ventilation here in my apartment. But I found that watercolors are really easy to use because they don't require too much space, and they're not as toxic as far as fumes go, like oil paint or anything like that. So that's really good too. So I'm kind of investing more into watercolor and switching more into watercolor art for now until I get a proper studio. I'll probably be uploading some more acrylic works, but for now, watercolor is the way to go for me. And I just really enjoy it. I love how the different waters kind of blend into each other, how you can not really expect the same thing every time, and just the versatility of watercolors that you can blend them, that they look so pretty once they're on paper, very nice and clean. And I just love how they bleed, and it's just, the texture is so tactile, and I just love it. It's so beautiful. I think I started watercolors back when I was in high school. I haven't really used them before, and I fell in love with them, but mainly I stuck with acrylics and different mediums and so on. But I find myself these days just getting into watercolor. Here you can see that I'm using just a charcoal pencil, and it's a really cool charcoal pencil because it's all charcoal with like an enamel outside. I don't know how they did it, but it's really cool. And I'm just using that to kind of outline some of the areas that I want to be outlined, just a little bit, just to add some more definition and some more sort of pizzazz, if you will. And it's just really exciting to see a painting go from the weird stages at first to the more refined stages towards the end. And this was a lot of fun because I don't often play with shadows or play with the different values of skin tones, so this was a good exercise for me as far as portrait studies go. I think in the future I'm going to incorporate more of what I learned here as far as shadows and tonal values go, but in my abstract works, because this helped me a lot, and I think I'll use what I learned here with my abstract colors and the way that I lay them down. I've been researching a lot of different artists on YouTube and really learning from them as well. And I really admire the different artists on YouTube because it kind of helps you grow. Watching other people paint helps you learn how to paint. So that's why I really enjoy sharing my process here and also watching other people's process because it's been helping me a lot. It's sort of a study for me, and it's really fun for me. Here you'll see that I'm finishing off the painting with just some cool tones, some ultramarine blues, some sap greens, I mixed some indigo in there somewhere, but you can't really tell. And you'll see later on that I'll add some more black for the finishing touches, some more black microns to the leaves, and as well as some white touches to the eyes to kind of give it some shine. I decided to use a micron because I wanted to give some type of an abstract or sort of stamped on effect to the paper, but that's about it. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you thought in the comments below. I really am excited to speak with other people about art, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in with me. Until next time.